question. So what changes today on the 21st is we're going to finally make the push here to everything now is going to go to Slope-Intercept. All right. So the mission, the final, and after the quiz you took yesterday, the end game here is no longer write me a point slope equation. The end game is write me an equation that says y equals mx plus b. So our foot in the door is still to write point slope. Okay. But again, the final push is not that. The final push is go all the way. So you're going to see problems on the next assignment, assignment number 34, that are going to look like this. We're going to say the directions will very clearly state, write the slope intercept equation of the line whose passes through the point like -2, 5, and has a slope of, let's keep it simple, 3, right? You do not arrive at your destination quickly, to be clear. Never know if anyone's listening to this part. You cannot get the answer from the information that's on the board, not directly. So what you have to do is kind of take a little side route, stop someplace, pick something up, and then get to your destination. So the answer I'm looking for is not this. All right. We've quizzed on that. You've shown me that you're really good at writing those, but that's not the final destination. The final destination is now to do all the skills that we have, write that equation and then convert it. So what would I do to convert it to get to my final destination? Distribute the 3, first of all. Good job. So I'd have y minus 5 equals 3x plus 6. And then what's my last step? If I add that 5 to both sides, right? So if I add 5 and I add 5, and I don't need you showing that step anymore. If the red stuff is not something I need, it's just something that you'll have to decide if you need it to not do crazy things, right? So we're going to wind up with y equals 3x plus 11, and that is our final destination. So again, I didn't get there. The number 11 is nowhere to be found, right? So don't think that the y-intercept is floating around up here somewhere. So again, you detour through Point Slopeville and then take a turn into Slope-Interceptville. But you can't have the final one without the middle one. There's another way to do it, but I'm not going to go there. I used to teach it and I just don't anymore. So good. And the other option is write the slope-intercept equation of a line that goes through, say, the point -5, 2, and let's do 3, 6. This will be a significantly more annoying problem for reasons that you're not yet aware of, okay? So let's take a look. What's step 1?
6 minus 2.
Absolutely, you got to find the slope, right? No doubt about it. You got the memo. If you don't have slope, don't do anything until you find it. So we're going to do our thing. We're going to go y minus y, which is 6 minus 2. And then for the x's, we're going to do 3 plus 5. Good job, Rowdy. And then we're going to see this through. What's 6 minus 2? Try again. +4. And what's 3 plus 5? What is our slope? And you may not yet see the writing on the wall, but there's a reason, very specific reason, why this problem will be more annoying than the one before it. I mean, we're now right where we were before. We have a point and we have a slope, right? And it doesn't matter at this point. You really get to see with great clarity today why it doesn't matter. Like Kobe might pick the red point and Aubrey might pick the green point, right? We've had this conversation. It doesn't matter because the point slope is not our final destination. The y equals mx plus b is our final destination. So if Kobe picks the red point, then his equation is going to say y minus 2 equals 1/2 of x plus 5, right? And if Aubrey picks the green point, then hers is y minus 6 equals 1/2 of x minus 3. Do you see yet why this problem's more annoying? You may not know this answer quite yet because you haven't done assignment 33, but do you see it? What's happening? What makes these problems suck more than the one above? They're not friendly fractions. Good. And that's what we train ourselves today to start looking for on assignment 33, especially is not all fractions are evil. Not all fractions are friendly. This one is evil because when I do what the yellow arrow indicates, I have a half times 5, which is going to be a fraction. Or if I do the yellow arrow on this one, I have a half of -3, which is also a fraction. So let's see both of these through, and then that'll be all I have to say today. I'll shut up after this, but let's see these both through to verify that, holy smokes, we actually do come now to the same ending, regardless of which route we take, right? You might go to down here and then go home, and then someone else might go down here and then home. We're getting to the same home if we don't mess up. So let's work the red one first. Copy down the y minus 2 equals 1/2 of x. That's easy. What is 1/2 times 5? Let's go take a look. 1/2 times 5. See it? Talked about this yesterday. What do you get?
502.
You just get what you get. You get 5 halves. It is what it is, right? 1 times 5 and 2 times 5 halves. And then we're going to get the y by itself. And how do we get y by itself over here? We have to add 2 to both sides. So if I add 2 on this side and I add 2 on this side, and if you were here yesterday, you know exactly what I just did. I said the number 2, but I wrote it as 4/2 because I need the bottom to be the same as the other one, right? And then this one's done. So my red answer is y equals 1/2 of x plus 9/2. Done. So let's validate this. Let's cash it in and look at the green one and verify, like, wow, got the same thing. That's pretty cool. So if I do the green one, again, the easy part is just to copy down the y minus 6 and then to do the little easy distribution, the 1/2 of x. The bad part will continue for some of us to be the yellow arrow, right? And if you struggle with it, just do what I keep doing. Just write down the problem. Write it down. It is a 1/2 being multiplied by a 3. And as I said before, I don't care that it's a negative. I'm a big boy. I'll deal with that in a minute. What is 1/2 times 3? It's, again, it's what it is. It's 3/2. Like, don't make a big deal out of it, right? It's just, you get a fraction. So I'm just going to put minus because I know that the yellow arrow is a positive times a negative. So I'm going to put minus 3/2. Still good? Okay. And it doesn't look the same yet. You're still kind of in that, like, I'm not really buying this. I don't think it's going to come out the same. Let's take a look. How are we going to get y by itself? We're going to add 6 and then watch the pen. We're going to add 6. I said 6, but I wrote 12/2 because I needed to have a bottom of 2 to match its buddy. And then you go, there it is. I see it. I get y equals 1/2 of x. What is -3 plus 12 plus 9? And I keep it over 2. And there's your proof positive. It doesn't matter going forward which point you pick because that's not what I want out of you. That's just to stop along the way. Got it? So assignment 33 basically starts here and you work down. Okay, would advise that you do that assignment first. Assignment 34, what changes is you start here, work to here, and then work down. It's effectively just a little bit of extra work on the front end, right? Any questions about that?
We already have some 30.
I have it in a stack. So right here. Yeah, I'm gonna get those out. So today you'll be working first to finish assignment 33. I don't imagine that's going to take longer than 10 or 15 minutes. And then you'll get cracking on 34. That one will take a little longer. Good?
So 34, we're starting that green box is.
Right. Yeah. 33 starts where the purple box is. 34 starts where the green box is. Okay. Make sense? Okay. What's up, Rowdy?
Is number
So the question was asked, can we go over number 1? So this is on assignment number 34, and it's problem number 1. I expect that most of you are still working on assignment 33, but might be worth a drop in real quick, see where we're at. So if I know that the line goes through the point 3, -1, and has a slope of 2/5, then, prior to today and yesterday, what I would have wanted from you is just to write this.
do it so we don't need to write anyway.
Hmm?
We don't need to write what's in here.
It's pretty.
And then
So that would have been a great answer like 48 hours ago, right? Okay, so the push now is that we're not going to stop there. That answer is great. It's a great equation, but it's not in the format that we're being asked to write. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the assignment 33 work. We're going to do the conversion. So we're going to take and we're going to distribute. And again, the first three steps of the next part are easy. Copying the y plus 1, copying the equals, and distributing the 2/5 to the x. That is, I say, never, no one ever asks about that. But the reason you're probably asking me to go over this is because of the yellow arrow. And the yellow arrow is always going to be our bugaboo because there's one of three things that's going to happen. Either it's going to be a whole number times a whole number, which is easy, or it's going to be a friendly fraction, right? Like 2/3 of 12 would just be 8. That would be easy. But you also have fractions like this. And we know that it's an evil fraction because we're paying attention to the fact that this whole number 3 cannot be divided evenly by the denominator 5. So that's our cue in our mind to say, watch out, you're going to get a fraction, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it. Okay, so off to the side, I'm going to empower myself by following my teacher's directions, and I'm going to write down the multiplication problem that I have to do. And because I'm a big kid, I'm not going to worry about positives and negatives right now. I'll tackle that later because that's easy. I'm just going to worry about the numbers. So when you see it laid out like that, 2/5 times 3, but 3 is 3/1, do you see anything that can reduce? You and me both. No, no, right. I mean, that definition would be that if that they had whole number common factors, which they don't. And so at this point, I'm just going to suck it up and I'm going to multiply it out. Like, what is 2 times 3? It is what it is. And what's 5 times
5.
1? So what I'm going to have here, whether I like it or not, this isn't about whether I like it or not, is the number 6/5. And I come back to this now and ask myself, what should I put in that void? Should I put a plus sign or a minus sign? A minus, because the multiplier is positive. The recipient of his multiplication is negative. And we've known since, I don't know, what is that, sixth grade or something, maybe seventh grade, that a positive times a negative is a negative. So I know to put a minus sign there. Are you still with me? Okay. But I'm not out of the woods yet. I have to now finish what I came to do. And what I came to do was get this darn y by itself. So I have to subtract 1 from both sides of the equation. And I want to remind you that the number 1, as all numbers are, is a chameleon. He's a skin changing, color changing, agreeable, cooperative chameleon. 1 can be anyone you want him to be. He can, of course, be 1/1. He could be 2/2. He could be 19/19. He can be 341/341. What do I want him as in this case?
5/5.
I want him to be this one. I'm going to write it in red. I'm going to change colors so you can see it. I want this version of 1. Why?
So you just want to.
I want the denominators to match. And I know which one I'm trying to match. I'll circle it for you. I'll draw an arrow to it. It's right there. -6/5 says, like, don't do anything to me. You change that other guy to come to me. It's like it would be really dumb of me just to write -1 here. It would be dumb of me to write -2/2. It would be dumb of me to write -3/3. Those are all useless and helpless. They don't help me at all. But if I'm smart about this and I write it in here as -5/5, we got a match, right? So how you use that sort of chameleon thinking is going to decide whether or not you are successful here. So I'm going to say y equals 2/5 of x. And so much of math in 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th and 15th grade It just comes back to the basics. Do you know how to work a number line? It's insane how much of it is just basics. What is -6 minus 5 more?
-11.
So minus 11 fifths goes there. Done. Game over. See it? You okay? Okay. Not all problems are created equal. What you'll find as you go through these worksheets is you can do one where there's no fractions. It's so peaceful. And then the very next one is a monster like that. And it is what it is. So
Are you gonna be putting in music?
will you read it to me? So this is assignment number 33, problem 3. I just don't have it in front of me. What do you have?
Two equals -7. Okay. +2.
Good. Friendly fraction, evil fraction. Absolutely friendly. And we know because the 2, I'm not going to have any issues dividing him by that 2. So this is a mid-level problem. Fraction, boo, but good fraction, yay, right? So we're going to bring down the y minus 2, and we're going to do the little kitty distribution there, -7/2 of x. No one ever struggles there. It's the yellow arrow. So I don't know what your comfort level is. Could you just eyeball that right now? Tell me what it equals. Okay, then let's work it out. Eventually you'll be able to. But for now, let's just write it out. There's 7/2 times 2. Good? All right. You see anything you want to cancel, or you want to just multiply it out and roll the dice? It's up to you.
That's all.
Yep. And that's the kind of thing you're going to start seeing early. Like you see the ones I have circled in purple? You can actually spot them early and do the fish hook, FYI. But whenever you're ready, that's when you're going to do that. So in the meantime, if you want to cancel them here, you can, but you want to cancel them here, and that's fine too. So what are we left with? Yeah, 7/1, which is just 7. So I'm just going to put a 7 here. See how slick that came out? Friendly fractions won't leave more fractions in their wake, which is nice. Well, I put a plus or a minus in front of that. Absolutely. And then last step.
Uh,
And this time I don't need to do the chameleon thing. I don't need to change 2 because he's got to just play with another whole number, right? So we just have y equals -7/2x.
uh,
Done. Got it? So that as soon as you see a problem, you look at those 2 purple circles, and that'll tell you kind of what's in store. Okay. All right. So assignment number 34, problem number 3.
Through
I've got this one. Thank you. So when I do my subtraction, I'm going to go -4 -3. And then on the bottom, I'm going to go -4 -1. And then the math of it is going to be these -4 -3. If a football team loses 4 yards, right, and then loses 3 more over those 2 plays, they lost 7. And then if you lost 4 yards and lost 1 more, you lost 5. And then as we know, negative
so it would be
and a
possible.
negative cancel. So your slope on this problem should be +7/5. And when you, regardless of which point you pick here, you're going to see that it's an evil fraction because you'll see it when you set it up. The 2 numbers that I keep circling, they're not going to divide nice. Do you want to carry on, or are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, which point do you
One.
want to use? 1 and 3? Okay. So we're going to, if we pick this point, then it's going to say y -3 equals 7/5 of x -1. And it's glaringly obvious that the 1 and the 5 aren't going to divide out, right? Okay, so
5/5. And then
let me get caught up to here. So I'm going to copy down the y -3, and then I'm going to do 7/5 of x. So what is the answer This is this is the one I need to spend a day on. That's it. What's the answer to the yellow arrow?
Uh, 7.5 or 7/5 times -1, right?
Sure. And don't say negative. Let's worry. In fact, if you want to worry about the negative, let's just put it right now. That's a positive number. That's a negative. Let's just put the minus and call it good. All right. And then we don't have to speak of it anymore. Um, what is 7/5 times 1?
That's, oh, that
And then when you add 3 to both sides, which is what you have to do, how are
add
you?
that 15/5.
You're the man. Good job. When you add 15/5, you're the man. So you get y equals 7/5 of x. And then you just got to math it there, Boykin. What's negative 7 plus 15?
7 plus 15 is 8.
Done. Yeah, yeah. So one of you had a question on assignment 34, question 6. So let's do that one real quick first. So assignment number 34, problem number 6. We're given that the line goes through the point 2, -3 and has a slope of -5/2. So our not final answer is y plus 3 equals -5/2 of x minus 2. So there's our not final. Friendly fraction or evil fraction? Totally friendly because I will end up dividing these twos by each other, and that will work nice. So there will not be a fraction in this when we're done. I mean, there will be the slope. Right.
You just.
Right. So I'm going to go y plus 3 equals -5/2 of x. Like that part is easy. And then whenever you're ready for it, you can go back and start doing the fishhook. Because what's happening here is you're really doing 5/2 of 2. And I'm going to vandalize and erase here in a second, but like 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 times 5 is 5. But if you don't see it that way, if you don't want to see it that way, then you can just go off to the side and do what I've been doing over and over again. 5/2 times 2, right? And I would think at this point that most people would probably cancel out those twos. Some people might not see it and they might go, I'm just going to multiply. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. At the end of the day, the math doesn't care how you do it. The math just knows that the answer is 5, right? And it is positive because we have a negative multiplying by another negative to make a positive. So friendly fractions are nice. And then I just subtract 3 from both sides and I get y equals -5/2 of x. And then 5 minus 3 is still positive, but it's only 2.
That's what I was thinking. I knew it was a friendly fraction, I just didn't know how to get to the bottom. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I just forgot how to.
I don't know if everyone knows this. It's not like it's a well-kept secret or anything, but like doing the fishhook and canceling out the twos, same thing. Same thing. One just looks like a fishhook and one is just more old school, like 5th grade notation. So at the end of the day, the math just doesn't care. The twos are eventually going to have to get taken out, right? So, and then you had said number 6, but on assignment 33, I don't have that one here. Would you read it to me? Are there parentheses? So we would say 4/5 times the quantity x plus 5, or you could say like 4/5 open parenthesis x plus 5 close parenthesis. Say something like that when you're speaking the language. So we're trying to convert this over to slope-intercept. And so I'm going to copy down the y, the equals, and then I'm going to do the easy part here, which is that curvy arrow, because that's just, of course, 4/5 times x. Are you with me? But the question has always been, is, and will always be, can you help me with this part? And the answer will continue to be, sure. But when I answer this for you, I'm going to show it the same way every time. Because if you're asking me about this, then you're not comfortable fish hooking it, and that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the multiplier, 4/5 We're going to show our work and we're going to multiply it by the target number 5, but we're going to put 5 over 1. And now how you approach this is your business. I know what I would do. What would you do? That's fine with me. It's not what I would do, but it's going to work in the end. What's 4 times 5? And what's on the bottom 5 times 1? And what's 20 over 5 reduced to? 4. So what I would have done, just FYI, even though you didn't ask, is I would have canceled these 5s while they were just mocking me. I would have just crossed them out and I would have had my 4 a lot quicker. Okay? You don't want to? That's seriously just fine. But at the end of the day, 4 is the result of the yellow arrow. And because it's a positive multiplier and a positive recipient, there's going to be a plus in front of it. And this one's actually already done because there was no number over there with the Y. Make sense? Cool. Yeah.
Well, it's like. You basically cross out the 2 5s and
Yep.
leave the 4 and just.
That's what I've been trying to say over and over again. That's what I'm trying to get everyone to say is I don't care if it's a fish hook, if you just say I'm crossing them out, if you write it down and cross them out. The point I'm trying to make is that those 5s are dead. It's a matter of what notation, what speed, all that. It's up to you. Yep. Other questions?